tutorial you will need to have some stretch fabric. Me, I'm gonna use elastic velvet and it goes stretch in all ways. Also, you will need to have the same threads color, scissors and pattern. If you have yours, you can use yours, but for those of you who doesn't, I'm gonna attach the link in the description box below. You need to fold your fabric in half, exactly the same way like I'm doing here, then place the pattern on top and outline everything, and after grab the scissor and cut it off. If you are the kind of person who doesn't like to outline the pattern, you can cut straight away around it like I'm doing here. Me personally, I like to outline this first and cut after because on my opinion it's more precise. Here we are. Now we need to grab bottom elements of the socks and fold the darts face to each other. Exactly this way. Don't forget to line up everything together. And do exactly the same with the other element. Then go to your overlocker or sewing machine and sew here and here. By the way, I'm using standard overlocker hem, but you also can use a roll hem if you have this on your overlocker machine, or you can have a straight stitch on your regular sewing machine. This is what I have so far, and now I will do exactly the same on the opposite side. Turn your bottom element on the right side and grab the top element. Place them face to each other, exactly this way, and pin everything around with the needles. This project also works perfectly with some fleece fabric, or if you have some thick jersey left over maybe. Basically anything stretchable you can find at home, you can use for this. So you will save some fabric without being in it, and in the same time you will have a nice socks to wear at home or even outside. I made a couple of them and I never regretted this because they serve me much more better than whatever I was buying before in the shops, and I'm wearing them with the ankle boots and they look so nice, especially when they're coming out a little bit from the boots. Or maybe if you're a person who is wearing the sneakers, then this is perfect socks for you, especially if you can find some fabric with interesting prints. For example, spandex fabric has a countless different and interesting prints. Then you can sew just large collection and all of them will look so awesome. On another side, if you sew something for home and you're not planning to go with these socks outside, then definitely select the fleece fabric. Fleece fabric also have all different kind of range of the colors, and socks with this fabric will be so soft, warm, cozy and comfortable, just perfect for the cold period of the year. For example, if it's winter or maybe your home is very fresh, and then go definitely for this. You will never regret this because these socks will be just amazing. I hope you've been enjoying this tutorial so far. If you have any question, just leave your comment down below. I will be more than happy to answer all your questions. Back to the tutorial now. Well, I finished to pin the elements and now I will do exactly the same with the other sock. Now go to overlocker or sewing machine and sew here and here. If you are just a beginner and, for example, you're not sure that you can make a straight stitch straight away on the sewing machine or overlocker you are using, or maybe if your fabric like a spandex, for example, because it's very sliding fabric, then I will strongly recommend before starting to use a sewing machine or overlocker, just take a needle with the thread and pass everywhere around where you pin your two fabrics together, and only then when you sew everything around by the hands, then you can start to sew. This will prevent any movements of the fabric, and also if you are a beginner, it will make your job more cleaner. Also, I recommend you do not rush when you are sewing because it's better to make it more slower than, for example, I'm doing on the video, but in the end your result will be much more cleaner. If you enjoyed this video so far, don't forget to hit that like, because it will help to other users on YouTube to discover this video. When you come to the place where you have your fingers, try when you're sewing to rotate the fabric under the sewing machine overlocker. Obviously, if you use sewing machine, it's a little bit more simple to do than overlocker. And also, you see, I'm helping myself with the tools because my fabric is a little bit rolling on the edge of the fabric. So definitely if you use a jersey fabric is a very rolling fabric. If you use a spandex, then you will not have a problem like this. My velvet, it has a little bit jersey inside, and because of this, one side of the edge it's always rolling. So, and you see, if I'm not removing or holding this fabric a little bit, then it's going to be inside of the thread and it will create some kind of thickness, which will be very uncomfortable when you wear these socks. And then after, when you pass this place, just continue sewing as usual. This is what I have so far from the top and bottom, and basically you need to have exactly the same. Try your socks on, and if they're a little bit too big, depending on the stretchability of your fabric, then you always can resize them here and make them smaller by removing few centimeters of the fabric around the edge. I'm gonna show you here. If they're too long, you need to sew here and cut this leftover of the fabric. You see, in this place. If they're too large, then you remove few centimeters on the side as well. So basically you sew here. I tested my socks already and they're fine to me. Now I'll turn them on the opposite side, on the right side of the fabric. You need to do exactly the same. Then fold it this way, exactly like I'm doing here. So I'll say 1.5, 2 centimeters maximum. And pin this with the needles. Everywhere around on the both socks. Next, you will need to go to cover locker if you have one. If you don't, then use your sewing machine and sew everywhere around. I decided to sew on the sewing machine because not everybody at home has a cover lock. For example, in my case, I have an overlocker which has an option of the cover locker inside. But as I said before, not everybody has this. And also my fabric, it's kind of fluffy, I'll say. Velvet, it has some kind of fur, texture of the fur. And because of this, for me, it doesn't really matter what I'm using, cover locker or sewing machine, because in the end, this stitch, it will be invisible. And also I wanted to show to people that you can make it only by using your sewing machine at home. You see, you barely can see the stitch. And if you want to know how to make the socks like this in 5 minutes, then follow this step-by-step video.